Hello, hello, hello.
Hi there.
Hello, hello, and welcome. I have Matthew here with me from Pale Blue Ocean. So, Matthew, would you like to introduce yourself, your team?
So we're Team Pale Blue Ocean. We are all graduates from the University of the West of Scotland in Paisley, and yeah, we've came together to develop the game Insubordinate, which is a game about a a worker who takes climbing the corporate ladder a little bit too literally.
Okay, tell us about it. Tell us about it. What can player do?
So it's a shooter game in which the only weapons that the player has access to are items from around the office. So your stapler, your glue guns, your whatever you can craft out of stuff that you can find
That's
around
fun.
there.
It's a really fun concept.
Mhm.
W-
Go
no, no,
ahead,
no.
sorry.
Go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say it came about thanks to our great artist Katie. We all we all took turns in April going away, and everybody had to pitch back to the group the idea that we had, and Katie's won out. Half of us didn't even want to pitch an
Oh
idea afterwards. We were
wow,
so sold on the
wow.
idea.
Okay, you've been captivated by interesting. Yeah, but at least it brought you
Mhm.
together, right? That was something that was like a gelling
Oh,
point. Seems for everyone, right?
definitely.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, our team was our team is quite I say addicted to the idea because it's just so much fun to come up with things and experiences that can happen
yeah,
within
yeah,
like a cartoonish office
yeah.
space.
Because there is so yeah, yeah. Got me speechless. Yeah, definitely. There is so many like everyday life things you can turn into weapons, whether it be throwable, shootable, put a twist on things, like you mentioned, glue guns, staplers, bins, computers. Yeah. I feel like it's the sort of thing that many people can easily visualize and get excited about. Is that something you felt
Mhm.
like might be a USP for you, or did you just think, "Oh, this is a fun idea,
Oh,
let's do it," and then you were like, "Oh my god, I think people might like it."
oh, for sure. Our setting
Yeah,
is the big thing we've been going
nice,
for our
nice.
USP. It's just a lot of like these types of games. They're all sort of dark and maybe sci-fi sort of
Yeah,
affairs. So we thought not going all in the violence, go all in and make it sort of slapstick.
okay, yeah, nice. And when developing the game, what was the, if you like, aside from the theme, how were you trying to implement some USP mechanics, to differentiate it a little bit from other games in that space in terms of gameplay?
So a lot of it just came about during like brainstorming sessions, especially after our first playtest. Or we had a great playtester, Brian, who encouraged us to go further in on the slapstick
Yeah.
humor and go more for the cartoonish side of it, because we'd gotten into a point of making it this is like an office, but then we were like, no, we should also lean into the cartoonish element that we can bring with that.
Definitely. Yeah. And what sort of elements you feel like were some that really started changing and evolving your project into what it is, which people will see soon?
Making use of the environment.
Okay.
Like we've got all this stuff in the environment. Why don't we make it do
Yeah.
something? So we have like filing cabinets that you get too close to them, they'll rock about and fall over, or the office hasn't been taking care of its electricity, so there's cables on the ground that shoot up lightning that you have to avoid. I've given away the whole game
No,
here.
it's just mechanics. Something player will have to go through. If you guys see a cable on the ground, just
And
don't worry about it. Try out the game's mechanics, experience it in its fullest.
a lot of it is a lot of the fun is coming up with ideas for weapons we can give to enemies.
Not
And
the
then
player.
it's, oh, that would be fun for the. It's more of a thing of, oh, an enemy who does this would be
I
fun.
see.
Oh, we could give that to the player, and the player would enjoy that. And that's more of the way we've been coming up with weapon
Mhm.
ideas rather than just your bog standard, like what can the player do?
I see. I see. So you're considering both the enemy and the player and the utilities they both have against one another. Have you found? Yeah,
We like. Oh, go ahead. I was
go
just
ahead.
gonna say we like the idea that anything the enemy can do with a weapon, you can do with a weapon.
Yeah. Have you not found it a bit challenging in terms of scope to have that implementation?
Oh,
Oh,
scope has been the biggest thing we've had to deal with in the game. We came into I should say with Tranzfuser, we started off our development around about April
okay.
time, so we got on it quite quickly. Uh, but we were a bit too high scope, and we needed to cut ourselves down for a nice vertical slice that we could use to make the things that we wanted to
Yeah.
do that was large in scope.
Yeah. What sort of lessons helped you direct everything, put everything back on track? So be like, hey, now this is the project, this is the iterations we need to make.
I've got to give big thanks to our facilitator Tim for that. He helped you talk about in your pitch. Here's what you want to do, whereas here's the stuff that needs to be in the game for you to actually be able to pitch it. Figure that out. And it's really helped. We've managed to get a nice vertical slice that we're quite happy with. So whilst a lot of, say, the weapons are still on the enemies only, it's the idea that, in the final version of the game, if we get picked up after Tranzfuser, you'll be able to shoot shoot pencils out of that pencil gun, or use the glue gun to slow down enemies so you can run around them a bit faster than you could before, and
Yeah.
it's just sort of fun stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you have the proof is in the pudding, if you have already examples of that in current version, then you can showcase how that might be in the future, which is great. And is that something you learned over time, like the future proofing of stuff, or were you coming in already thinking this is what we are gonna do, but if we could, this is what we would want to do, you know?
Well, it's a lot of adapting after you come out of university,
Okay.
because in university you have that time of, I want to get this done for my game, but I have a due date then. I guess I just have to cut that. Whereas with this, you're developing a game that you're going to build upon later. So less, I'm going to cut that, and more, push that to the future, make sure what we have right now will be compatible with it when we get to it.
I see. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a definitely a way to go about it. And is your team? Are you guys remotely, hybrid? How is the kind of working going out for you?
We were a mixture of hybrid and
Okay,
remote, but now we've gone to
I
full
see.
remote. With when Tranzfuser started, it's just much easier for all of us to work at our own times.
I see.
And it's because not everybody. I'm a day worker. I go into the university campus and sit and work there, whereas our main programmer Scott, he works more at night, and a lot of the time it means you can finish up your work for the day. Hey, whoever is on tonight, say, Scott, can you get this part done? And you come in the next day, that's done, so you can continue your work.
Yeah,
So it's been very helpful for that.
nice. I mean, every team has a way of working on things. As long as you find what's working for you, that's good. Just make sure you show up to any meetings and don't stay in bed. I suppose with some of these schedules, that would be my concern. But yeah, it's good that it's working out, and I'm really happy to hear that you've managed to almost like revitalize the theme and the fun in your game, you know, because it's insubordinate in an office, you know, and you've managed to find really what is missing, the elements, and add it in with the help and the feedback, which is it's really good. It's really good. Yeah. I think that's
One of our biggest
yeah.
difficulties, I should
Go for it.
mention, is we lost our original team
Okay.
leader. So I'm coming into this halfway through Tranzfuser and having to pick up from halfway
Okay.
through and make sure we get to a point where we're good for Insomnia and we have our vertical slice.
And how do you think you had to adapt things to make things work?
In terms of for the game, we had finished a lot of what our original team leader was working on, and so it's more so how do we reorganize everybody who has certain skills to do the stuff that we need them to do that won't be being done by the team member we're
Right.
losing, and we eventually came to a point where we've got pretty much back up to where we would be at this time with the original team member still there.
I see. Yeah. So yeah, definitely challenging, but it's great to hear, Matthew, that you've managed to fill in the gap, get things going and working again. Yeah. So that's the time. Time is up, Matthew. Unfortunately, are we doing the thing again? Are we doing the elevator pitch? Are you prepared? Or
I've got the elevator
geez,
pitch.
okay.
I was practicing this for
well,
for a
here we
while.
go. Right, let's go, and then we'll get onto the trailer.
So, Insubordinate is a single-player rogue-lite shooter in which player must battle their way up the corporate ladder, one corrupt crony at a time.
There we go. Okay.
Messed up my wording there a bit, but you get the idea.
It's all good. I just thought there was like more coming. Anyways, here is the trailer, guys.
Have you ever wanted to stick it to your boss? Well, my friend, Insubordinate is just the twin-stick shooter you need. Play as Blair as she battles her way through her corrupt co-workers and their vast arsenal of office ordinances. Your weapon may just be a stapler, but who's going to let that hold them back from delivering the smackdown? Make use of a caffeine rush to dash out the way of enemy attacks and staple them where it hurts. Find key cards to open up new areas the boss doesn't want you sticking your nose into. Bring the smackdown on the office today. Insubordinate by Pale Blue Ocean. Coming soon, much to your boss's dismay.